as you know, here every month we're looking to celebrate someone that does a lot of good for the community, especially here in Baltimore. We're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and I had the honor here to be with Edwin Perez, Mr. Perez, Señor Perez, Latinx Teacher of the Year 2023-24. And I'm going to tell you this, I know Edwin from a long time. We went to college together, and one day I see him here in the streets, and it's like, hey, what are you doing here? So, welcome, Edwin.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you so much for having me here today for your program. And happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah, saludos.
Saludos.
So, Edwin, let me ask you this. I met you in Miami back in the 90s, late 90s.
Yes.
You know, everybody loves Miami, South Beach, nice weather, and all the stuff. So, what caused you to move to Baltimore?
Well, that's a great question. Everyone asks me. I was studying at Florida State a little later after we met each other, and I was majoring in information studies, library studies, information policy, and so I wanted to work in a library system that was had a good background in the United States. And so in this region, we have the Smithsonian Museum's libraries and the DC Public Library, and then Baltimore has the Enoch Pratt-Free Library, which is 100 plus years, and it really aligned to some of the values that I had. And so I applied for a job and I got it. So that's what brought me here to Baltimore.
Nice. So you came here to work in the library?
Yeah.
What year was that? Around what?
I want to say it was 2000, between something like mid 2000s, 2010 or maybe 2011 or 2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're here about 15, 17 years later. So why are we still here?
So why are we still here? Then, as I worked in the library system here, Enoch Pratt-Free Library, I had the opportunity to engage with members of the Latino community. And at that time, I was working in the Brooklyn community, which is part of the city on the other side of the river. And I was at the Brooklyn Branch Library, and there was a need for services and resources for our Hispanic community members. And I got to thinking, like, is there something else that we need to do as a community? And I was then transferred to the Southeast Anchor Bridge, which is in the Highlandtown community. And there I got to see more and more of the community members engage with the existing library services. And they were requesting other things. A lot of them wanted to know how they can get a driver's license or health care. And through years of working there, we created some programming in-house that addressed some of the needs for the Latino community, but also brought in culture. So we had a story time that was completely in Spanish, and then we had a bilingual one. Then we had celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month and other festivals that weren't being done in library systems in the area. So we kind of became a little bit of a model, and we had that was part of a great team there with Cindy Kleback and others that were there, Kelly Burden, Ellie Mullen, and some other staff members that were there, and we really created the sense of family. And as I was there working with the youth, I got to thinking, what else can I do? So I'm one of these types of people. Like, what else can we do? What else is necessary? And in speaking with the youth, I started hearing about the stories about their education, daily education in schools, and I thought, well, maybe I can also contribute something there. We can do something together there. And I applied for a program called the Baltimore City Teachers Residency, which is an alternative teacher certification program through the New Teacher Project, TNTP. I got in, and I had to say goodbye to my library family, but I moved into this program, and I got hired to teach at Baltimore City College High School, City Forever, and I started my teaching career there, and I spent 7 years at City College, and then I moved to the Baltimore County Public School System, where I taught at Parkville High School for 3 years, and then now here I'm at Perry Hall High School.
So seems like you've been around Baltimore from Brooklyn to Perry Hall, through into the city, Highlandtown, and Harville, and all that. What do you like the most about Baltimore?
It's going to sound corny or cheesy, but I really do think it's charming. They say Baltimore's a charm city. There's something that when you arrive, like from a plane ride or a train ride, and you get into the inner harbor, or the city, or the airport area, it really does attract you, pulls you in. I like the sense of community everywhere you go in the Baltimore area, greater Baltimore area, including the city and the county, you find small neighborhoods, but within those small neighborhoods, you find a network of people who live there, people who work there, but also people who lead. And I think that's one thing that, as I've been here, I've learned to become a leader by meeting these individuals who not only fight for issues affecting their own local community, but they reach out to others. And I've been able to do a lot of work in our Latino community and our Black Brown community and our immigrant community, because I've been able to create these friendships, partnerships, and network with many like-minded folks. And so I'd say that another thing that's kept me in Baltimore is the activism that you find here and the interest in making this a better place. And it's full of talent everywhere you go. People are doing some kind of art, music, dance, theater, but then you also have people who are writers, you have people who are architects. I mean, I feel like it's a hidden gem that one day everyone will find out about, and we'll see what happens from there.
So I follow you in social media, and I see you all the time. You're involved with something in the community. So tell me more about the stuff you're involved. So we get to share a little bit.
Sure.
Of that.
I try to focus on initiatives that are based on service learning, youth advocacy, immigrant advocacy, and rights for all. And so I have had the good fortune of being able to be a member of the Creative Alliance in Southeast Baltimore, which is where I've lately been doing most of my work with youth and with the community through a program called Cielo. It stands for Creative Immigrant Educators of Latino Origins. And as you mentioned, Jose, earlier, we're both musicians, and I sing, and Jose sings as well. And so I've been able to use that side of my talent as well to present works from my own country, which is Puerto Rico, and other countries, and do some arts advocacy, but also community arts initiatives to support not only Cielo, but also another program called Artesanas, which is a women's-led cooperative where they teach other members of the community traditional artisan work from their own countries. At the Creative Alliance, I've also been a part of a program called the Teen Council, where I've been able to do leadership training programs for artivists, students that want to become artists or just leaders. And we spend the summers doing a youth works program there. And we teach them professional skills, career skills, and college readiness. So that's just one little glimpse of something I do. I'm also a newly appointed Lions Club member of the Bel Air Lions Club, which will also allow me to have more opportunities with the Lions Club. I'm part of a group called CAPSI, which is the Center for the Advancement, Promotion, and Support of Immigrants. That's a brand new group as well. And a couple of other groups that I engage with, like either as a collaborative partner or as a member of some kind of board, or just I show up and support at their events. And the whole point is this idea again of why is it important, why is Baltimore important, is because I really do feel like it's a sense of community. We're all there to back each other up.
This is what I'm proud to say that I know you, because as a former educator and former, musician as well, I know some teachers, they just come to the classroom, decorate, do their lesson plan, and then go home. So you're actively enriching people's life, especially the youth as our future, and you're very active, working with them, making them better, not just in learning Spanish or whatever, but all the skills. And I'll tell you that award that you received was well deserved for everything you do around here.
Thank you. The Latinx Education Collaborative out of Kansas City, Missouri, which is a group that supports pre-K through college and educators of Latinx or Latino or Latina origin. It has this opportunity to receive an award. It's called the Latinx Educator of the Year Award. And so someone nominated me, and out of 115 people across the country, educators, I was selected finalist, and it's been a great opportunity. It's opened so many doors, and so one of the things that keeps me going in all these events and bringing stuff to the classroom, where I engage community partners like yourself and others to come speak to the students, and we take students to do service learning, and we have this conversation, is that opportunity piece. I have been very fortunate and lucky to receive so many opportunities here in Baltimore. I feel like Baltimore has treated me well, and so one of my mission or vision statements is to give back, and so creating opportunities for our youth through existing programming. So you yourself, I know that you do a lot of service in the community, you support the community as well, and so like for example, I can contact you and say, Jose, let's team up. The youth want to learn about accounting or finance or something, and then you would help create a program. And so I think this is part of this partnership to create opportunities for our youth, and then also for the families of these youth who sometimes are here because of circumstances out of their control, and also including them in the conversation.
Okay. Well, I know you're new to Perry Hall, and this is my community now because I've been involved in Perry Hall even before I moved to Perry Hall. So I've been involved here for many years with my kids' sports and school, church, and all that, and I now live in Perry Hall for the last 8 years. What do you like the most about Perry Hall so far?
Oh, okay. So far, what I like about Perry Hall is all the good eating that you can do around here. There's so many good restaurants and places to eat, local places, family owned, but also some of the chains that we all know and love. I also love that to me it's very walkable. I can take a stroll, and there's little trails. Right here, there's a trail right next to the school, and it takes you to the other side, Honeyville Boulevard. There's a park there, and so I think that is something that I enjoy as well. But I also like the fact that everyone's very friendly. Everywhere I've been in Perry Hall, people have been, good morning, good afternoon, how can I help you? Strangers. And so I think that's also something that I enjoy about Perry Hall.
Yeah, it's a nice community. Yeah. I'm partial, very biased about it, and I'm glad that you are part of our community now. So welcome to Perry Hall. I know you're going to have fun in the school here. It's a little different from what you experienced before. However, I know you're going to make this a better place.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jose. I will take those wise words from you, and we'll see where we can go right for the next step.
Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you. Un placer.
Well.